Hi guys, welcome back my YouTube channel Rosam Tech. Let's start the video where we left off in the previous. Before we start the video, please subscribe my channel and click bell icon. It was a small but very comfortable and sunny room that Mr. Wicket led to him. The house itself was ugly and pretentious, but that did not matter. It was convenient, that was the main thing, for he liked if the weather were mild enough to stroll across the playing field in an afternoon and watch the games. He liked to smile and exchange a few words with the boys when they touched their caps to him. He made a special point of getting to know all the new boys and having them to tea with him during their first term. He always ordered walnut cake with pink icing from Red Aways in the village, and during the winter term there were crumpets too, a little pile of them in front of the fire, soaked in butter so that the bottom one lay in a little shallow pool. His guests found it fun to watch him make tea, mixing careful spoonful from different caddies, and he would ask the new boys where they lived and if they had family connections at Brookfield. He kept lived, and if they had family connections at Brookfield, he kept watch to see their plates were never empty, and punctually at 5 after the session had lasted an hour, he would glance at the clock and say, "Well, it's been very delightful, meeting you like this. I am sorry, you cannot stay," and he would smile and shake hands with them in the porch, leaving them to race across the road to the school with their comments. "Decent old boy Chips gives you a jolly good tea, anyhow, and you do know when he wants you to push off." And Chips also would be making his comments to Mr. Wicket when she entered his room to clear away the remains of the party. A most interesting time. Mr. Wicket's young brain some tells me of that his uncle was Major Collingwood. The Collingwood we had here in the Collingwood we had here in of Nout too. I think it was, dear me. I remember Collingwood very well. I once thrashed him for climbing on to the gymnasium roof to get a ball out of the gutter. Very good, sir. A pleasant, placid life. At Mr. Wicket, he had no worries. His pension was adequate, and there was a little money saved up. Besides, he could afford everything and anything he wanted. His rooms was furnished simply and with school masterly taste, a few bookshelves and sporting trophies, a mantelpiece crowded with picture cards and signed photographs of boy and man, a worn Turkey craft big easy chairs, pictures on the wall of the Acropolis. At the farm, nearly everything had come out of his old housemaster's rooms. In schoolhouse, the books was chiefly classical, the classic having been his subject. There was, however, a seasoning of history and Bell's letters. There was also a bottom shelf filled up with cheap editions of detective novels, Chips enjoyed these. Sometimes he took down Virgil or Xenophon and read for a few moments, but he was soon back again with Dr. Thorndyke or Inspector French. He was not, despite his long years of assiduous teaching, a very profound classical scholar. Indeed, he thought of Latin and Greek war more as did languages from which English gentlemen ought to know a few quotations that as living tongues that had ever been spoken by living people. He liked those short leading articles in the Times that introduced a few tags that he recognized to be among the dwindling number of people who understood such things was to him a kind of secret and valued free masonry. It represented, he felt, one of the chief benefits to be derived from a classical education. So there he lived at Mr. Wicket's with his quiet enjoyment of reading and talking and remembering. An old man, white haired and only a little bald, still fairly active for his years, drinking tea, receiving callers, busying himself with corrections for the next edition of the Brookfield Dictionary, writing his essential letters in thin, spindly, but very legible script. He had a new master to tea as well as new boys. There were two of them that autumn term, and they were leaving after their visit. One of them commented, "Quick a character. The old boy is not. He all that fuss about mixing the tea, a typical bachelor if ever there was one," which was oddly incorrect because Chips was not a bachelor at all. He had married, though it was so long ago that none of the staff at Brookfield could remember his wife. So guys, take care. See you the next video, and thank you very much for watching my video.